Okie dokie. Are you a gamer? Do you want to have a relationship, a romance, a little bit of hand-holding? Well, you're in luck, because if you watch this brand new anime right now, nothing will happen. Except for the fact that you'll discover a really good rom-com. Welcome to My Love Story of Yamada-kun at level 999, a shoujo anime from the great people at Madhouse, the same team behind the josei classic Chihaya Furu. To be honest, I'm not quite sure if we can even classify this one as a shoujo, since it's an adaptation of a web manga which doesn't really follow the same demographics as physical magazines. Although Colleen did mention it's advertised towards girls, and if I could trust anyone to classify what is and isn't a shoujo, Colleen is basically the spokesperson for this kind of thing. We start off our story with Akane. No, not that one. Yeah, that one. Who recently got dumped by her ex for another girl. Funny enough, in a tragic sort of way, the ex met the new girl through a video game he plays with Akane, which is why you should never trust a gamer. Have you seen how many unfinished games they have in their Steam library? They're always quick to drop something so they can move on to what's newer and shinier. With our reputation in the mud, who can we look towards to redeem us gamer boys? Well, that's where Yamada comes in.
まあ、恋愛もいいことばっかりじゃないしね。私みたいにゲームで浮気されたりとか。
悲惨っすね。ところで俺、帰っていいっすか?
We're doomed. I'm sure you can kind of see where the story is going. Akane and Yamada start interacting more in-game and IRL. Akane moves on from her ex, Yamada starts to get more interested in romance, bing bang bosh, and start falling for each other. I would say it's pretty standard stuff for romance, but these days you don't quite see this sort of getting closer to each other phase. Many rom-coms either throwing us in when they're already on somewhat friendly terms, with some even skipping that entirely and just jumping straight into dating. Not to say that the latter is worse by any means, but I have missed seeing some of that slow burn that romances are starting to opt out on. It did take me a little bit to start seeing the chemistry between these two because of the mild animosity between them. Akane is a newbie gamer still trying to mend her broken heart with video games and alcohol, and Yada is that aloof veteran that doesn't seem to care that much about being all that sociable. I feel like I have become a bit more impatient when it comes to the stuff I watched. I didn't quite get into the show until like the second or third episode. I've been spoiled by all the ones that just immediately start dating. I'm part of that short attention span generation, that TikTok generation. But I do respect seeing that transition occur between these two characters. We start off kind of prickly, kind of clashing because of differences in their outlook on romance and gaming, but even with those sparks flying, you can tell that these two are just genuinely nice people, often looking out for each other in their own way, and it's because of this that their relationship begins to grow, slowly getting closer to each other every episode, forming that connection that eventually leads to love. It's a bonus that they're both adults as well. The older I get, the more I want my romances to be a bit more mature. Even though Yamada is a high school student, we aren't locked to a high school setting, often meeting together in public, like on the street or in cafes. Also, I did see some drama about the age gap. It's like a 2-year difference. Yamada is 18, they're both legal adults here. If you're making a fuss over something so minuscule, maybe step away from the internet and go touch grass. There's one thing I really appreciate from Yamada level 999, and it's how it captures that weird awkwardness that develops when you start to catch feelings for someone. There's a scene where Yamada comes over to fix Akane's laptop, and Akane is just sitting there, basically dozing off while Yamada works. He pauses for a little, stares at Akane as she sleeps, her hair tied up after she accidentally flicked him in the eye with it, and Yamada just decides to take out the hair clip, letting her hair fall softly onto her shoulders. When she wakes, he realizes he still has that hair clip in his pocket and hands it back to her. Akane assumes it must have fallen out while she was sleeping until Yamada apologizes for taking it out himself. When she asks him why he did this, Yamada pauses for a moment and simply says,
さあ、なんとなくそうしたくなって。なんでだろう?
It's this weird little thing that doesn't quite make sense initially, maybe somewhat inconsequential in the grand scheme of things, but it's the act of Yamada being unsure why he wanted to admire Akane with her hair down that just tickles my brain in just the right way. They're still figuring out their own feelings and being a bit weird about it. It's just so gosh darn cute that I'm basically melting away in bliss. I have to praise Madhouse for their adaptation as well, because the production is honestly through the roof here. The entire anime constantly looks gorgeous, from the characters to the various backgrounds, and it's not a bland 1-to-1. It adds so much in the anime that is just not possible in manga. When Akane tries to remember what happened after getting blackout drunk, the screen fills up with beer as she tries to make sense of where she is right now. When Akane's friend Momo is taking jabs at her for not moving on from her breakup, she starts to take damage like she's in a video game. When Yamada is admiring Akane with her hair down, we all snap back to reality via a hand creeping into view to ring a doorbell. The gags are always done so creatively, like when Runa points out that Akane has left her underwear out hanging while Yamada is over. The sound she produces can only be described as a Gmod ragdoll repeatedly slamming into an object, before accelerating past the speed of sounds to put them away before Yamada can see them. Even the eye catches in the middle of each episode is something I weirdly look forward to. Seeing them basically build themselves in front of me is just so fun that I can't help but smile. I've read a few chapters of the manga, and I do think the anime does quite a lot to breathe life into what is a pretty normal looking art style. It takes what little manga is able to do and pushes it to something amazing. It reminds me a little of Bocchi the Rock and Nichijou, another two shows where the anime adaptation basically surpasses the source material, almost to the point where I feel like I'm missing out when I just read them on page. If there is one thing I wanted to complain about, there is this one bit of drama I didn't quite like. To spoil episodes 4 to 5, skip ahead if you don't want to hear. After Akane meets all the members of the guild, we meet Runa, the spratty younger sister of the guild leader that doesn't like the original friend group now having an additional member, Akane. So she tricks her into meeting this random stranger that is infatuated with the guild leader to the point of being kind of a mega creep. I just would have liked to see this handled a bit more seriously due to the fact that Akane was potentially put in a very dangerous situation that could have ended with her getting hurt, which kind of did happen. The creep walks in on her in the woman's bathroom, scaring her to the point of banging her shit into a toilet. The jokey, chibi atmosphere that this anime sometimes has just doesn't mesh quite well with something sort of alarming, especially with us cutting to Kamota, one of the guild members, cartoonishly bawling his eyes out because of the situation. I just wanted some more levity here because I do like Runa's character. She's just a kid that was trying to innocently scare someone away. Afterwards, she basically does a 180 to the point of shipping Akane with Yamada. It's a very small complaint, so it doesn't really matter that much because we do see other serious moments portrayed with that right amount of care. It's just something I wanted to get off my chest. To be honest, I don't think Yamada level 999 does anything particularly extraordinary story-wise. At the end of the day, most of the stuff I see here is stuff I have seen in previous romances. However, with the execution being written so well, along with Madhouse elevating every scene, there's a reason why I fall in love with these two gamers, and I would love to see more of them in a season 2. Madhouse, you better make it happen, along with Chihaya Furu 4, I'm still waiting for that one. Please, I'm begging you, satisfy my cravings, fill the hole in my heart! Thanks for watching. If you like a stalker to break into my bathroom stall, let me know in the comments below and tell me your thoughts when you're down there. Like and subscribe for more content, let me know if there's something you'd like me to cover. I like to talk about anything that interests me. That's all I wanted to say. I hope you all have a good day.